Yes, mates, how's it going? My name's Lee. Welcome back to the channel for another FPL video. Today we're going for my game week 15 team selection. I'm going for my favourite transfer targets for the upcoming weekend 16 before the World Cup. That's the kind of thing you're into. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment down below. Let's rock and roll. So first of all, we'll kind of go through my current team right now. I haven't made any transfers so far, so we'll go through it now. Think about a couple of things and kind of see what we can do for 15 and 16. In goal, I've still got Nick Pope. Still a really good option for me. They kept a clean sheet last week. They're a solid defence. Really good team up against Southampton. Don't rate Southampton. They've got a tough game in the last game against Chelsea. One of those, I'm quite happy to take the points this week. And I'm not really going to spend a transferring out a goalkeeper or defender. That's just one of them things. I'm quite happy to do that. I don't mind. I've got bigger issues going around the team than sorting out Nick Pope and Kieran Trippier. Same with Trips. I think he can chip in with some attacking returns this week as well. Southampton don't look great. I've always been suspect about them ever since probably about a year ago. Hassan Hutel, he seems to does really well and then they just dip all of a sudden. It's crazy. Joachim Anderson, I've brought him back in up against West Ham. I have got James Justin on the bench up against Everton that I am considering maybe starting above Anderson. I don't have a lot of faith in Crystal Palace at all from any of the teams. I am considering transferring out a Palace player this week. They're just frustrating to watch. There's a decent side in there somewhere, but they just don't seem to perform. West Ham looked pretty good. Antonio came on for the last half an hour against us and just looked electric like he does those half an hour and 30 minutes a season. And he was just unstoppable for those 30 minutes. And we tried and had a couple of great shots, and a couple of good saves by De Gea and a couple of good challenges. Just one of those. So I'm not. I won't be confident of a clean sheet if Antonio starts, which I think he will. And then on to Cancelo. Really obvious pick. Everyone's got him. I won't talk about him too much. Clean sheets. The occasional attacking return. And that's one of those. I'm not going to spend a transfer on defence this week. If you've got no issues at all and you've already got two transfers and you don't want to waste one, maybe look at someone like Delo. If I could make a transfer, he'd be the first one I'd be looking at. He looked very, very good against West Ham. He got 3 bonus as well, which seems to be the way of Delo at the minute. He seems to be like a mini kind of Trent, Cancelo, Trippier. He kind of hogs all the bonus points. So if United do keep a clean sheet, he is going to be in and around the bonus points there. And he is capable of attacking returns. He scored 2 goals for Portugal fairly recently. Cut in, hit it with his left foot. So he's capable of attacking returns. I really like the look of Delo. He's probably one of the first names on the team sheet post World Cup, and I think should be on yours as well. Let me know what you think down below. Right, onto the midfield, and this is where things kind of change up a little bit. Saka, Salah, Martinelli, Foden, Zaha. Saka is an injury out. Zaha is massive out of form. Foden seems a rotational risk. Salah up against Spurs. I think Spurs will play better this time. I'm not confident of any Salah returns. I've backed him too many times this season and been burnt by it. I don't really want to do it again. I'll tell you about some captain picks I am thinking about. Salah's probably 5th on my list right now. He's not in a massive consideration for me. Foden's probably top 3, but it all depends on whether he starts. Now, heads up, the only games, we don't have an early kickoff this week, so they're all 3 o'clock games. So we will get Man City news. We will get team news prior to the deadline, so do keep your eyes peeled for that. Team News and Ticks are a very good site to follow on Twitter. I think they're on Instagram as well. Follow those and then be careful of any imposters like Buna, because they're always out and about and you don't want to be falling for those. Saka, if he is fit, I am going to keep him. I don't really want to waste a transfer when I really want to take Zaha out. Zaha's the first one for me to go out. He's so frustrating to watch, and I know they've got Forest next week. I'll just deal with the consequences of that, and I can't deal with him any more than what I've had him. So frustrating to watch. There's a good player in there somewhere, and he just fails to perform for majority of games, and I don't understand why. Phil Foden's another one, like I mentioned a minute ago. If there is early team news that he is going to be dropped again, so he's going to start on the bench, I would consider transferring him out. Now, they do have Fulham and then Brentford after this, and you might want it for Brentford in the end. So if you have a good enough bench, I would consider just benching him for this week. If you've got bigger issues, I would focus on those first. But if you're someone that you're not confident about, taking him out is not the end of the world, to be honest with you. There are some really nice options kind of going in midfield at the moment. kind of big ones that keep popping up with Rashford and Trossard are two I massively on my radar, to the point when I'm considering taking a -4, but we'll talk about that in a moment. Martinelli's been doing Martinelli things all season. If Saka is starting, I would be tempted to drop Martinelli, depending on whether the rest of my bench, like whether they're going to be playing or not. I don't really want to Arsenal up against Chelsea, particularly when they're away from home. And that might be a wrong decision, like I'm not sure. Like it's not something I've kind of completely settled on. What do you think? Let me know down below. Like, do you think I should go Saka and Martinelli, start them both, or one or the other, or transfer someone out? I don't know, boys. I'm stuck. Last but not least, we've got the forwards and my bench. Haaland is another injured out. Just to add to the headache, Solanke is almost probably going to start for me at this rate because I don't have many great options to come in for him. It all depends on Haaland's fitness. Mitrovic on the bench up against City. He's most definitely going to Wilson, I believe. I think that's the transfer I really want. Probably Zaha down to Rashford, Mitrovic up to Wilson is what I'm kind of thinking about right now. And then maybe, sounds a bit mad, I might take Salah down to Trossard. I'm kind of a bit fed up with Salah, and then next week it'll allow me to get to Kane up against Leeds. Is what I'm kind of thinking about now. I'm not sure if that's the right or wrong thing to do. But they're kind of what I'm thinking about. James Justin, like I mentioned a minute ago, like I think I probably will play Justin ahead of Anderson. Right now, I've kind of been thinking about it right now. Everton aren't great attacking wise, even though they are playing away at Leicester. They might cause them some problems. Leicester just look better. Like they're pretty solid defensively. Or they're not solid defensively, but they seem to have found a system that kind of works for them. And I'd rather take a risk on James Justin than go for Anderson right now. And things might change closer to the time, but right now I think I'd rather go Justin as opposed to Anderson. Yeah, so they're the kind of moves I'm thinking about. So I'm thinking of going Haaland out and going Callum Wilson. And as bizarre as this looks to kind of see, this is kind of what I'm thinking. So my midfield and forward will look like that. Oh no, I didn't want to get rid of Haaland. Let me pop Haaland back in. So hopefully Haaland plays and the team looks something like that. That's going to be the midfield. And probably, if Haaland's fit, he's going to be captain. Wilson vice. If Haaland isn't starting, Wilson will be my second choice captain. Foden probably third choice if he's starting. And then I would take a punt on someone like Rashford. Salah fifth. I would go for something like that. That's the -4 I'm thinking about. I really, really want Rashford, Trossard and Wilson. I think that's worth a -4 personally. To get rid of Zaha, and he might perform in return, but that's, I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered, mate. It's like he's doing my head in. And I just wanna headbutt the wall every time I watch him play, mate. I just want to stab myself in the eyes with a spoon. Watching him play is so frustrating to watch. And then Salah, again, so frustrating to watch. He's so wide and up against Spurs. And I know they've got to go. Southampton is the game week 16, I believe. It's not guaranteed he's going to even do anything. Like every time they seem to perform well, the next game they drop points. So it's like it's so frustrating. So I might knock it all on the head. And this is the last week I want to take hits because there isn't a lot of time to regain points from the hit. So I would rather do it this week than next week. So they're my moves. That's what I'm thinking of doing right now. Rashford, Trossard and Wilson in for Mitrovic, Zaha and Salah. Be bold or be brave, or whatever the saying is. To be bold is to be brave. To dare is to do. I think that's Spurs saying, isn't it? But alright, mates, that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. So today we went through my game week 15 team selection and I looked at a couple of different transfer targets and the moves I'm thinking of making. And yeah, I am probably going to go for -4. What are you going to do about it? If that's the kind of thing you're into, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment down below. Have a nice day. Peace and love.